I'm going. Okay, hi. This is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils Health Matters, and we are on week 11, day 2 of our Positive Peaceful Growth Journey. And we are working through together Dr. Susan Lawton's Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar that you can buy at Aroma Tools or Oil Life. And I'm sure that at this time of year they are having some major deals and specials on everything essential oil there. So check them out. So, as you know from yesterday, the affirmation for this week is I am forgiving myself for waiting to be happy. I hope that you've done some forgiveness work yesterday. Maybe we're going to be doing forgiveness work the whole week on forgiving ourselves for this or that, forgiving ourselves for not doing the things that we know make us happy, forgiving ourselves for not drinking the water, forgiving ourselves for not taking the time for relationships, forgiving ourselves for whatever it is in the past that we haven't done that would lead us on the path to happiness. We're going to forgive ourselves from what we did in the past, and we are going to move forward on the path to happiness. And we're going to forgive ourselves for all the times that we didn't recognize the joy in our surroundings, the joy in our experiences right now. You know, forgiving ourselves for not having the joy when we have the little children, even if they're crying, even if they're needy. You know, we're going to forgive ourselves for not having the joy in, just the daily experiences, not seeing the beautiful gifts of each day. We're going to forgive ourselves for that. We're going to move on, and we're going to start having joy in our journey, and we're going to have an amazing life. Okay, so the affirmation for today is I am expanding my time in self-admiration daily. I had to think about that one. I am expanding my time in self-admiration daily. Now, if I said to someone, hey, how are you doing on taking the time to admire yourself? You know, the doctor might ask us, how are you doing on exercise? How are you doing on eating right? But who does even your counselor say, hey, are you taking the time to admire yourself? Now, some people might think that that's super selfish, like setting aside some time every day to admire yourself. And I have to admit that when I first heard that, I'm like, people are going to think that this is super selfish. But let me, if you're one of those people who think that taking time to admire yourself every day is selfish, let me do some things that might change your mind. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is the more filled you are, the more you have to give to other people. And a lot of times we have this voice in our mind telling us, if you're like me, telling us, oh, you're not pretty, you're not smart enough, you're not kind enough, no one will listen to you, even if you do have the courage to say something. Whatever that voice in your head, there's a voice in your head that I don't think it actually comes from you. I think it's the adversary that's just mimicking your voice. But there's a voice in many people's heads that are telling us how awful you are. They're telling us, oh, you know what? Don't take a picture of you. Don't be included in that picture. Just take a picture of your children because they're super cute and you're not, right? You're going to ruin the picture. Or there's a voice in many women's heads saying, you know what? Don't go swimming with your children. I know swimming is something that most children love to do, but you can't swim anymore because you don't look good enough in your swimsuit. You're going to be embarrassed if you go out into the water. Like, there's different voices that tell us different things. Now, when you hear a voice in your head telling you something, I want you to just pause for a minute, especially if it's telling you something negative. I want you to just pause for a minute, and I want you to say, would I say that to someone else? Would you ever in your life say, you know what, you can't go swimming, you are just way too fat to go swimming, you better just, give away all your swimsuits and never go swimming again because you are too fat to swim? Would you ever say that? No, you would never say that. Would you ever tell someone, oh, you know what, you're not as pretty as Mary down the street? Would you ever tell anyone that? No. So quit saying that to yourself. And I don't think you are, but quit listening to the voice in your head that is saying that to you. Okay? Would you ever tell someone, you know what, you're not smart enough to go to medical school. You're not smart enough to become an attorney. You're not smart enough to do computer programming. Would you ever say that to someone? No. Like if it was one of your best friends or whoever it was who wanted to try that field, you would say, you know what? Absolutely. You go for it. There are going to be tutors and teachers and ways that will open up for you as you live your dream. So let's stop listening to the voice in our head that says that we are not enough whatever to do what we want to do. Okay, so that's the first thing. And that voice, who I really do think is the adversary, it's not coming from you. I really do think it is the adversary. That voice is there. It's just like, so have you ever read C.S. Lewis's The Screwtape Letters? So it's about a devil that is a master devil that is teaching an apprentice devil on how to get this person derailed and off the track, right? And this person is just like persistent, just always there, always there, always there. This voice, if we sit there and listen to it, it will tell us, oh, don't do that. Oh, don't do this. Oh, you're not enough that. Oh, you're not enough this, right? That voice is persistent, okay? And I'm not saying that we hear it every minute of the day. I'm not saying that, but that voice, in the important times of our life, that voice is always there at the crossroads saying, oh, you can't do that. You're not enough. So, we need to be intentionally putting other thoughts into our head. Okay? So the one thing that we need to do is we need to counteract that voice and we need to say, I'm pretty. People are going to love me. My children are going to love me. My spouse is going to love me. When I open up my mouth, people, because they love me, will consider what I say. Right? We need to be feeding our mind the things that are more the truth. Okay? And so that's one of the reasons why we have to take the time to admire ourselves. Okay? So then I'm just going to say, you have to admire yourself because to counteract that voice in your head. So here's another reason to admire yourself, and I already said it, but the more full you are, the more you can give to others. So the better you think about yourself, the more you're going to try. The better you think about yourself, the more you're going to get out there and you're going to bless other people. Okay? It's just a law of nature. So you've got to be thinking good about yourself. And I'm just saying that if you're an adult, you probably don't have your mom telling you how wonderful you are anymore because she's just not around you every day, right? You don't have anyone, you don't have your teachers giving you the A+ on your papers for your thoughts, right? No one's, as an adult, especially if you aren't out in the workforce, like maybe if you're out in the workforce, your colleagues do that to you, maybe your boss does that to you, maybe your clients, if you're in a profession that is really helping people, that your clients do that for you as well. But if you're just like the average stay-at-home mom, you don't have any of that. Okay? So you need to be intentional on being your cheerleader, your cheerleading team, and seeing how wonderful you are. Because again, the more wonderful you feel about yourself, the more you can help others feel wonderful about them. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention this about taking the time to love on yourself and tell yourself how amazing you are, is if you're not feeling good about yourself, you're not going to have it in you to say, oh, you're so amazing to other people, right? Because you're going to be like, well, I don't like myself. Why should I go and help someone else like themselves either? So, and you might even have some jealousy. Like if someone is complimented, you'll be like, Why isn't anyone complimenting me? Or why do they get all the praise and you never get any praise? Well, hens, it's time to fill ourselves up with the praise. You know what? You've got to start praising yourself. You've got to start liking yourself so that you can let your light shine. And as you praise yourself more, and as you like yourself more, and as you let your light shine more and in wider circles, you're going to get people coming back that are saying you're awesome. But it all starts with you. Okay, so I'm hoping this doesn't sounding super selfish. That was one of my fears. It really was a fear that, oh no, if I talk about this topic, people are going to just think, oh, you are super selfish and super into yourself. But you know what? Someone has to be into you. Someone has to be into you. You have to think you're wonderful if you're going to go out and do wonderful things. You just do. You have to think you're wonderful if you're going to go out and do wonderful things. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to talk about. So as you think you're more wonderful, you will be more likely to praise other people. As you forgive yourselves for your faults, and as you love yourself despite your faults, you're going to be more likely to forgive other people for their faults and love them despite their faults. It's just going to happen. Just going to happen, okay? So it's going to start with you, and then it's going to go out and bless the world. I want you to think about that. As you are blessing you, as you are admiring you, that love and that admiration will bless you and will go out to bless the rest of the world. Okay, so now one of the other reasons why admiring yourself and loving on yourself is not selfish is because of a little thing called motor neurons. Okay, so have you ever walked into a tense room and you just like, you don't know why it's tense, but you just feel the tension and you start becoming tense yourself, right? Have you ever, okay, so you probably haven't seen this, but I want you just imagine for a minute that you, one of your best friends is in your room, you're both just like kicking back on the couch, and all of a sudden this big old spider hops onto his or her arm and starts walking up their arm. I want you just to imagine this with a tarantula, okay? Or some big old spider, okay? So this spider is like walking up your best friend's arm, and you are watching this, okay? So how are you feeling? My best guess is that you are being totally creeped out. You could totally feel like this spider walking up your arm almost, and you just want to scream and tell her to get that spider off her as soon as possible, right? That's because science is showing that when we see something happen to someone else, part of our brain experiences it as happening to ourselves. That's why we cry in sad movies. That's why we get excited in intense movies, because we feel like we're part of the action. It's a little thing called motor neurons, and I can't remember which was it Sweden? I don't know. If you know which country discovered it, like, go ahead and post it in the comments. But what I'm saying is, when you're experiencing something, we are soft wired to be connected and to in some ways experience what other people are experiencing. So if you want people around you to feel loved and admired, you got to do that for yourself. You've got to be the strong, calm person who knows who they are. And as you are that strong, calm person who knows who you are, as people step into, and as you are super self-accepting to yourself, as people step into your presence, they will sense that. They will sense that they are loved, that they are admired, that it's okay to be who they are too. Okay? So, loving on yourself, admiring yourself, loving yourself despite your faults. Now, I'm not going to say don't try to get rid of your faults. Don't try to improve your faults. of course, you're going to try to improve. You're going to try to turn every one of your faults to a strength, every one of your weaknesses to a strength, right? So I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is let's just be able to love ourselves despite our flaws, okay? And as we are able to do that, when people come into our presence, their motor neurons are going to kick on and they are going to love themselves. But it really does all start with us. And as people love on themselves, they are again way more have way more filled to be able to love on others. So if you are trying to create a good relationship with anyone, I'm just going to say the first person that you need to create a good relationship with is yourself. Okay, well, I'm going to change that a little bit. I'm going to guess that I know that the first person that you need to create a good relationship with is God, because God, as being children of God, being sons and daughters of God, and God who is all loving and loves us like a parent would, who sacrificed his son for us, right? He is going to, as we connect with him more than anything else, that is where we are going to get our worth. And we are going to get, God loves me. God sacrificed everything for me to redeem me so that I can repent and come back into his presence. God loves me despite who I am. God knows that I can turn my strengths into my weaknesses. And we're going to get that energy and that hope and that faith the more we connect with God. Okay? But after connecting with God, you got to connect with yourself, got to love on yourself. Okay, so I think that's kind of all. Oh, really quick, hold on. I'm going to go grab a piece of paper. Okay, so I have my piece of paper, and I didn't want to end this section before I told you. I've been watching a lot of different things on the why to love on yourself. And one of the things that I wanted to say is quit abusing yourself, or quit listening to that voice that's probably not you, telling you how awful and rotten you are. One of the things that some of the people were talking about when it comes to loving on yourself was to appreciate yourself to sleep and to appreciate yourself awake. What does that mean? So after saying your morning prayers or nightly prayers, connecting with God in the morning and at night, definitely one of the things that you want to do as you're climbing into bed is you want to just appreciate yourself. You want to, stop thinking about all the things that you did wrong. And if those things do enter your brain, start saying, you know what, yeah, I left the dirty dishes in the sink. That's okay. I'll do them in the morning, and maybe tomorrow evening, I will start earlier on the day to clean up the dirty dishes so I'm not so tired at night, right? So think about all the wonderful things that you did right that day and appreciate yourself to sleep. And if something comes into your mind where you weren't at the top of your game during that day, what I want you to do is I want us to figure, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to mend tomorrow to make that better, right? And forgive yourself, mend it, and move on. But as you go to sleep at night, I want you to appreciate yourself to sleep. As you wake up in the morning, I want you to appreciate yourself awake. And one of the things you can do, maybe you're going to keep a little notepad by your bed, and you're just going to say, write down 3 to 5 things that you love about yourself, okay? Just 3 to 5 things that you love about yourself every morning. Starting your morning with things on how awesome and wonderful you are. One of the things when it comes to appreciating yourself is you are the only you. I'm not like you. You're not like me. No one else is like you. Well, there's a lot of people who have similarities to you, but no one else is exactly like you. So just appreciate what a wonderful creation of God you are. Okay, so maybe there's been some things in the past where we haven't made the best choices in life. Like, no one makes the best choice in everything. So I think that it's pretty safe to say that we could look back into our past and say, you know what, if I had to do that over, I would. Okay, but let's not get stuck in that. Let's not beat ourselves up for wrong choices forever. Let's let them go. Maybe we've gone through some super hard things in life where it wasn't our wrong choice, but it was maybe just life circumstances or other people's wrong choices that have made life super hard for us. Let's not fall into that victim mentality. We don't want to be thinking of ourselves as a victim. Let's fall into the hero mentality, the creator mentality, the whatever I go through, okay, so I'm just going to say this sentence. So you're going to grow through whatever we go through. So whatever I go through, I am going to grow through. Whatever you go through, you are going to grow through. God has said in the scriptures that he can change every single one of our experience to our good. He is that powerful. He is that smart. Whatever we go through, we can grow through. It can be to our benefit, whatever it is. Okay, so just know that and love on yourself for that. Okay, so one of the things that I want, another reason why loving on yourself is not selfish. Okay, so when you feel appreciated and when other people feel appreciated and complimented, studies are showing that they're like 43% more productive in whatever they do. Do you want to be productive? Okay, do you have a super busy day coming forward? Then you need to take the time to love and appreciate yourself so you can be more productive. Okay, so just know that loving on yourself, though it does take some time and it does have to be intentional, it will pay dividends because the more appreciated you feel, the more productive you're going to be. So I'm going to just say, like Stephen R. Covey would say, schedule the time to love on yourself, to appreciate yourself. One of the ways that you could appreciate yourself more is when people do give you compliments, just say thank you. You might even say, thank you, that means a lot to me that you said that. Like, give them a gift back. Give them a gift back. Someone is complimenting you because they love you, they admire you, they think you're wonderful in some way. Accept the gift and give them a gift back by saying how much that means to you so that they know they just made someone's day, right? So that they know that their perceptions of what they value are good perceptions, right? Give them the gift back. Okay, so I just wanted to say there's a million people who would admire you if you just admire yourself and let your light shine. It's those times when we aren't admiring ourselves that we don't go swimming with our children. It's those times that we aren't admiring ourselves, that we aren't speaking up for our ideas. Okay? Let's put that in our past. If that's been us in our past, let's forgive ourselves for that. Let's move on. And then as you're at night and you're like, you know what, I didn't get this done, didn't get that done. Or maybe you're like, I didn't have this quality today. I didn't have that quality today. I don't want you to focus on your mistakes. I don't want us to focus on our mistakes. I want us to focus on our progress. Let's remember where we started and where we've come. Let's remember where we started and how hard we've worked to get where we are. Let's focus and praise on ourselves for our progress. And praise on other people for their progress too, right? One of the quotes that I heard today as I was kind of studying on this topic of loving on yourself, someone said, I'm going to fail my way to success. And I really like that. One of my daughters was learning, she wanted to learn how to hem things. Well, I kind of wanted her to learn how to hem things too, because I'm not good at sewing, and so I wanted someone in our family to hem, and she wanted to do that too, so I found her a little teacher. and she did something wrong. It was just like, anyway, I was there for the first class, and she did something wrong. And the woman said, now you're a sewer. No one can ever be a sewer without doing something wrong. And we can't create without sometimes creating wrong. We can't do things without sometimes making mistakes. So, don't let your mistakes stop you from where you want to go. Fail your way to success. Like, I definitely would not want to say you should do everything through the school of hard knocks. No, definitely learn from people around you, learn from experts, learn from everyone you possibly can. But when you do fail your way to success. Fail your way to success. Okay, and the other thing that I wanted to say is, as you are loving on yourself, as you're complimenting yourself, as you are appreciating yourself, connect with God. God's smarter than you. He's smarter than me, right? He's smarter than all of us. And He will tell us all the wonderful things about us if we let Him. Yeah, He's going to tell us some of the things that we need to improve to, and that's good. God's both the cheerleader and the coach. He can be both the cheerleader and the coach in our lives as we turn to Him. And we need cheerleaders and we need coaches. Anyway, so that's kind of what I wanted to say on loving on yourself. Okay, so you know that we every week we also pair our affirmations to a song. The song for this week is Forgiveness by Adam West. I also posted yesterday on the Essential Oils Health Matters page. I posted a playlist of over 100 songs on forgiveness. I definitely have a lot of forgiveness of myself to do and a lot of forgiveness of others to do, and music helps me with that. And so I posted a playlist of 100 songs. Whatever your song is when it comes to forgiveness, clue it in. I mean, like listen to it, like clue into that, let it resonate with you. Maybe play it while you're meditating, play it while you're sorting socks, play it whenever, but just remember, forgiveness is essential. It's essential. Okay, so our song, the song for this week is whatever song on forgiveness that you want to connect with. And it's super funny. We are diffusing 2 drops of Bergamot, which is the oil of self-acceptance, 2 drops of Helichrysum, which is the oil for pain, and 2 drops of Juniper Berry, which is the oil of the night or the unknown. And if I was following 100% on schedule for date, I would be talking about Bergamot. But you know what? I'm not going to be talking about Bergamot because today I studied Helichrysum, and I just sometimes think that there's reasons why our brain does a little bit of a skip. And I'm going to talk about Bergamot hopefully tomorrow, but today I am talking about Helichrysum, which is the oil for pain. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know is that Helichrysum is a yellow flower. Yellow like the sun, yellow often is a color associated with happiness and love. Yellow is a color that is associated with the liver for healing the liver too. And Helichrysum can definitely help you. Hold on just a minute. Caleb, go see if Wesley needs to leave so he'll be there on time. Anyway, we just have a little one who has a school performance. Well, we homeschool, but a homeschool choir performance today that he probably needs to get out and run to. Anyway, so Chinese medicine, restore anger in the liver, definitely Helichrysum can help with that liver detox, letting things go. Like when I think about Helichrysum when it comes to pain and helping us heal from physical and emotional pain, my thoughts are drawn to that song from Frozen, that Let It Go. And there's some things in that song that I don't definitely resonate with, but the thing that I do resonate with is letting the poor emotions go. Okay, so Helichrysum is an amazing healer of emotional pain. It can, if a person has a long history of pain or abuse in your life, it can really help with that. It can help give us hope. It can help us know that the past can get easier for us to deal with as time goes on. Helichrysum can also help heal the trauma of birth. Maybe, you know what? Does anyone's birth go exactly as they want? I don't know. Maybe it's almost like saying, does anyone's life go exactly as they want? Most lives don't go exactly as we think, although we get many different blessings in our life. And most births don't go exactly as we would have planned them, although they're wonderful, right? And so if you have any trauma left over from birth, Helichrysum can help with that. If you feel like your child has some trauma left over from birth, Helichrysum can also help with that. Again, and as it helps with birth, it can also help with the trauma that can be associated with death. If you know someone that is kind of nearing the end of their life and they're struggling with the concept of death, Helichrysum can help with that. It can also help us heal when someone that we love has died. Okay, so I want you to think, when you think of healing from emotional pain, I really want you to think of Helichrysum and how it can help with that. When you're thinking about mixing Helichrysum with other different oils, here are some things that you can do. If you want to heal from pain, from generational issues, definitely you can combine it and diffuse it with one of the fir oils, the Douglas fir, the Siberian fir. Those oils are known for helping to break generational issues, and Helichrysum can help heal the pain that can be associated with generational issues. If you just have a lot of emotions, you're like, I'm just ready for a really good cleanse, Helichrysum, which is the oil of healing, and when combining that with cilantro, which is the oil of cleansing, can be a super great mix to do. And if you're just in need for healing, maybe some ideas that aren't serving you well, blending it with some wintergreen can help help us change our ideas, help us be more open to new ideas, help us change, having a shift in our thinking. Okay, so blending it with Helichrysum can be really, really good for that. Helichrysum, hold on just a minute. Derek, do you need to get out the door to take him?
We're looking out to see what time performance is.
Okay. So Helichrysum can help us to release our defensiveness. Now notice how great Helichrysum is in caring for ourselves. So as we are loving on ourselves, as we are taking some time each day to just tell ourselves how wonderful we are, and pointing out to ourselves all the good things that we do and all the wonderful attributes we do have, it can help us not be so defensive for those things that aren't quite perfect in our life. So telling ourselves the good things that we do, and diffusing Helichrysum can help with letting go of defensiveness. Helichrysum can comfort us when we're processing difficult emotions, and Helichrysum can help us bring on that warrior spirit that can help us know that we can face difficult situations and get through them. Like, we're strong enough to do that. Helichrysum is amazing. So, just let you know, I am using this book, Essential Oils, Essential Emotions, Your Guide to Process, Release, and Live Free. And Helichrysum is I'm going to go through what they say it's good for negatively and positively. It's good for intense emotional pain. Okay? It's great for anguish or trauma. It's great when you're... Oh, my husband needs his shoes. Well, hopefully he just open the door and then shut the door without disturbing us too much. Okay, so it's great for when we're feeling hopeless, when we're dispirited, when we're wounded. It can help heal those, help us release those, okay? And the positive properties that it brings in is feeling courageous, feeling hopeful, being transformed, and persevering, and being more determined, okay? So Helichrysum is a wonderful, wonderful oil to be pairing with this affirmation this week on forgiving ourselves and being able to admire ourselves more, and being able to release the things, the old pains, the old hurts. Okay, so that is everything that I have to say today. I'm just reminding you that we are diffusing 2 drops of bergamot, the oil of self-acceptance, 2 drops of Helichrysum, the oil for pain, emotional or physical, and 2 drops of Juniper Berry, which is the oil for the unknown or the night. And reminding you that the affirmation for today is I am expanding some of my time in self-admiration. Take the time, schedule it out, or else you're not going to do it. If you're like me, you're not going to do it if you don't put it on your schedule. So let's schedule it out. Let's get it on the schedule. Let's stick to the schedule. Let's have some admiration time. Quit listening to that negative voice in your head. It's not coming from you. I'm just going to tell you, it's not coming from you. And definitely forgive yourself for waiting to be happy this week. Okay, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils Health Matters, living the wholesome life, telling you I know you have it in you to make it a great day. Bye-bye.